Welcome to this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Kelly. Today we're talking with Suffolk Parks and Recreation about some events that are coming up in October, actually even looking ahead to Christmas a little bit, as well as highlighting the winter youth sports leagues that are on tap right now. Stay tuned. Welcome back to On the Scene, joined now by Rebecca Skinner, who is a recreation supervisor with Suffolk Parks and Recreation, and Emily Upton, who is a special events coordinator, again with Suffolk Parks and Rec. Have a number of events to talk about today that are coming up this fall, and we'll get kicked off with a very popular event. I mean, and certainly it's almost literally sort of, as I say, standing room only, but everybody's sitting in their car in the park. But it's the drive-in movie, which are going to be at Bennett's Creek Park. So before we talk about what the movie is, talk about kind of how the setup is for people who haven't been out there to enjoy this venue before.
All right, yeah, it's a great event. This year it's October 20th for our Halloween theme movie. And it's at Bennett's Creek Park, and we have 2 screens set up. So you can either come in your car, you can bring a van, you can bring a truck, however you like to bring your gang out there, and you can sit in your vehicle and watch the movie. Or if you'd like, you also have a second screen where you can come, bring a picnic blanket, bring some chairs, and sit outside your car if it's a nice night and watch the movie as well. So both options are there for you.
Got it. Now, if you're in your car, is it still where you tune the radio to match a certain
There's an FM radio you'll tune right into, and that's how we can play the movie.
Now, how does the other screen work with that, with sound?
The other screen just has speakers.
It does,
just come out and sit and watch the movie.
Now, I know when you pull into Bennett's Creek Park, there's the big field, and that's where the parking would be, correct?
Yep.
Where is the other screen located?
Right in front of the stage. So if you've been out for one of our concert series in the roundabout area, that's where that other screen will be.
And of course, the big question is, well, this sounds like a really cool event. You get to go outside, enjoy a movie in the park. How much does it cost?
It's free. It's free and open to the public. And we also encourage you to come early because you're right, it has become a very, very popular event. So we say get there early. So we have some activities if you do. The movie doesn't start till 7, but the park opens for the activities at 5. And we have a park and play over by the kids' playground, which is there at the park. So come out, we'll have bounce houses, we'll have kind of themed activities to go along with the movies. And since I'm saying it, the movie we're showing is Guardians of the Galaxy. And so we're going with a little superhero theme this year for Halloween, so we encourage all the kids to come dressed up as their favorite superhero. Now,
how did you pick the movie? I understand it was sort of a crowd pick.
Yeah, we had a vote this year, so it worked out really well for us in the spring movie. So we did another Facebook vote. We took some votes at Taste of Suffolk as well. So it was between Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Guardians 1.
Okay. Now, how does it work with parking? Because I know, I want to say, was it the spring one that you literally almost had them backed up on there? If the parking lot or the parking area fills, how can people still access it, or do you have a cap on how many people can actually attend? You talk about getting there early, so.
Yeah, we say get there early. Now, we do have to say they parked everyone they could. Some people, if you get to the very far back, the company who helps us with the screen says you really can't see quite well from the very back. But then, if you get there a little later, you can come into the other field and sit and watch the car from the park and watch the movie as well.
And where's the parking for that? Or is that so if you're in the back, you may want to go ahead and get out of your car and come to the closer area?
And that's an option too. If you're not quite sure what you want to do, we say park like you're going to watch it from your car. You are always more than welcome to get out and walk and go to the other screen. Some people sit out right outside of their cars too, because there are speakers you will be able to hear throughout the whole park.
And what about food and drink? Do you have some vendors that are there?
Some great vendors out there. We'll have some kettle corn. We'll have Chick-fil-A will be out there with us again. Road Dogs and Little Yeti Snowballs will be out there.
Oh, good. And a good, perfect family event, good venue, great location. And of course, y'all have done this before a couple times at the rodeo, so to speak.
We're starting to get it figured out.
Right. And I guess the good thing is it's been so popular. So, you know, the growth within the actual venue and the space that you have, I mean, y'all been able to accommodate, you know, certainly the crowds and the fact that it is a popular thing. I know you have people from Suffolk and probably from some other communities coming in as well. They hear about this thing and want to come out and be a part. So
it's been a wonderful event. We've loved the community support of it.
Okay, great. Now, Rebecca, we have another event coming up in October, Halloween theme, staying with that, Nightmare at Creekside. Now, that sounds kind of spooky, kind of scary, but it's probably not as scary of an event as that, but it's really, again, a family fun event, and I think the age range, I believe you said before we started taping, 12 and under. So again, you're gearing it to those level of kids and families as well. What's going to be happening, Nightmare at Creekside? And of course, the title of it tells you where it is, but talk a little bit about the event.
Well, Nightmare at Creekside, this is our second year. This is our annual second year event. It is for kids 12 and under. Actually, we'll have arts and crafts, games, gym activities, bounce houses. We actually have a little mini haunted house. So a little scary side for the participants that's a little older that doesn't mind participating. But then we also have trunk-or-treaters who will be out, volunteers, that will actually be passing out treats as well.
And of course, everything's happening at the Creekside Recreation Center, correct?
Yes, Creekside.
Plenty of parking right there, so again, good access there. And we mentioned 12 and under for the participants, but the families are welcome to attend as well, right?
Yes, they are,
okay.
And they can participate in the games as well.
Very good. Now, as far as what's the time frame, when does it kick off? How long does it run?
It starts at 6:30 and
okay.
it goes to 8:30.
Okay, and the date of the event is?
It's October 27th. It's a Saturday night.
Very good. All right. Now, I'll ask you the same question I asked Emily, the cost. Can't beat it, right?
Free.
Okay. Now, so you said it's the second time you've done that there, and I know last year's event was pretty popular, and of course, I know we had a media release that went out courtesy of your department, and there's been a lot of Facebook interest and from people signing up for it, looking forward to it. And again, it's before Halloween, so if you want to kind of do some Halloween fun or trick-or-treating or whatever is going to be going on, you can do that then and then save the rest of it for the big day the following week. So it works out quite nicely. Staffing, is it going to be all Parks and Rec? You have volunteers helping out? How does that come together?
It'll be both. We have Parks and Rec staff working, but we do have volunteers who will actually be doing the trunk or treat.
Okay.
So last year we had about 10 to 12 volunteers,
right.
so actually it was a great thing to have them come out and help out.
Bringing the community in, getting them involved, that's a good thing. Trunk or treating, can you explain a little bit about what that is?
So the trunk or treaters are our volunteers. They actually come out, they have their vehicles set out on the parking lot, and they actually get to decorate their vehicles. Some of the parents tend to dress up as well, and then they just hand out the candy and the treats to the kids.
All right, so just keeping it right there on the site. Nice. Yes. Now, as far as, do you recommend that the attendees, the kids and the families come in costume, or do you have to be costumed up, or what's kind of the?
They don't have to, but they can, and we do a costume contest at the end for the kids.
Awesome.
So if they do, then great, and if they don't, they still can come out and participate.
Okay, so again, we're talking about Nightmare Creekside, and the date again?
October 27th.
And it's a Saturday evening, correct?
Saturday.
At Creekside Recreation Center.
Yes.
Very good. Looking forward to that as well. Now, believe it or not, we're going to talk a little bit about Christmas. I know everybody's like, well, it's a little too early to do that, but we got to bring it up because the holiday parade is coming up pretty soon. And Emily, if you talk about sort of what your message is about the parade at this point when we're sitting here, we're taping in late September. You know, the show will start in October, but what message do we want to get out there right now about the parade?
It's a little early to be thinking about the holidays for some people, but we do have the annual holiday parade coming up December 8th, so mark that on your calendar.
Okay.
But we're talking about it now because we'd love for people to come and participate with us.
Got it.
So applications are now currently open to get your group, your church group, your family group, your friend group, your business, come out and join the holiday parade. Applications are currently open on our website.
Okay.
The early bird special goes through October 26th. It's just $25. And then after that, it's $50 up to November 9th. So remember that November 9th is the end for putting in the application for the holiday parade.
Now, as far as when people do this, correct me if I'm wrong, once you sign up and get everything in place, you have a meeting with everyone ahead of the parade, so you kind of know the ins and outs if you haven't participated before, or if there's any changes from last year, right?
Yes, thank you.
Right.
So if you're going to participate and you never have before, please don't be afraid. We've got all the answers. Just give us a phone call, and then you're right. We do have a meeting beforehand to kind of discuss the route, discuss the procedures, how the day is going to look for everybody, so that everyone's on the same page. Right. And it's a wonderful parade. And I know there's a pretty good variety of, I use the word categories. Not everybody participates to be in the judging necessarily, because people just want to do it to be part of the holiday fun. But there is judging that does take place, and you have different categories for that. So really, pretty much if you want to participate, there's a way to fit you in, right? You can do whatever you like in our parade, up to reason. But yeah, you could be a walking group, you could be a vehicle group, maybe you have a car club, you want to come off and show off those great vehicles. Right. You can be an animal group, you can have a float. You don't have to, I know a lot of people call asking if they have to have a float. No, of course not. You can come out, and if maybe your Girl Scouts just want to walk in the route, you're more than welcome to. We'd love to have you come dress up, come be in the parade. Now, I asked this question, and normally it might be giving something away, but the theme for this year might sound a little familiar, because since we didn't have a holiday parade last year, we're back again with Jingle Bell Rock. Jingle Bell Rock. Yes, yes. Unfortunately, we got rained out last year, so we know some teams and some groups had some great performances prepared, some musical numbers. So we love to see them. So we decided to keep the same theme again this year. Now, if people are thinking, well, wait, what's the route? Is it changed? It's the same thing? It's still in downtown Suffolk, right? Still downtown Suffolk. Yep. So the parade will begin at Henley and Washington Street, over by the City Municipal Building. It will go up Washington Street to Main Street, turn left on Main Street, and go up there up to Finney Avenue. Okay, and again the date? December 8th. December 8th, and again it's a nighttime parade. It is, yeah. Everything rolls at 7 o'clock, right? 7 p.m. is the start of the parade. Very good. So again, we've covered Nightmare at Creekside, the holiday parade, give you a little teaser on that, as well as the drive-in movie. So a lot of great events, courtesy of Suffolk Parks and Recreation, the great staff there and the work that they do to
to make sure we have a lot of fun out there in the community and connect with holidays or special events and things like that. So again, visit their website, check that out. Again, there's information there, especially when it comes to the holiday parade. If you want to get the registration form, all that information can be found there. And of course, if you have any questions, always contact the Parks and Recreation Administration Office. We'll have that number on the screen if you have any questions about the events we talked about here today or anything else coming up in the future. So ladies, I appreciate your time with us today to highlight things that are coming up here through Suffolk Parks and Rec. And we have more with Suffolk Parks and Rec, talking about some youth athletic activities that are coming up this fall. Stay tuned. Welcome back to On the Scene, joined now by Darius Williams to talk about Winter Youth Sports Leagues. And Darius is a recreation specialist over with Suffolk Parks and Rec. We've had him on here before to talk about this, but those deadlines to register for these leagues is coming up pretty soon in late October, so we want to make sure we get the word out about that again. Darius, thanks for being with us again.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Now, what sports are we talking about again?
So we offer youth soccer, indoor soccer, youth cheerleading, and youth basketball for ages 4 to 15.
Got it. Now, the cheerleaders, are they for basketball or soccer or both, or how do they kind of mix in with what's going on?
It's mainly for basketball.
Okay.
For the little program or the tinies program,
yes,
they may cheer for like a soccer game,
yeah.
But for the most part, the cheerleaders are cheering for the basketball participants.
Gotcha. So registration's coming up. I know it's already ongoing now, I should say.
Yes, sir.
But what are your two deadlines? You have an early and then a late registration, right?
Yes, sir. So our regular registration will end on October the 21st.
Okay.
And late registration will start on October 22nd and go through the 27th of October.
Now, where's registration going on? Where do you have to go to get signed up? Can you go online? Do you need to go to a physical place? How does that work?
So with regular registration, you can currently go online to do it, check it out there, or you can go to any of our recreation centers, our joint use centers as well, or even our administration building.
Okay.
Our joint use centers are open from about 3 till about 7:45, Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
And our admin office is open from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Gotcha. So plenty of availability for people to go in,
yes, sir,
find a place that's close to them, or as you said, you can go online as well.
Yes, sir. We'll also start Saturday registration starting in October.
Yep.
The first week in October, October 6th, and we'll be doing it every Saturday until the 27th. We'll be at Creekside for the northern region.
Got it.
And we'll be at Mac Bend for the downtown area. And we'll be there from about 10:30 to 1:30.
Okay. Again, making it easy for folks if you can't get there during the week, an opportunity to roll in on a weekend.
Yes, sir.
Now, when you register a child or a youth for a league or for the cheerleading, what do you need to bring with you?
So you need to bring proof of residency. That could be ID with the Suffolk address, or even like a utility bill or something, or even your kid's report card.
Got it. Okay.
And actually proof of age as well. So that could be the report card or a birth certificate for the kid.
Gotcha. And then now, do you have to be a Suffolk resident, or is there a higher fee if you're not a Suffolk resident participate? How does that work for you guys?
Oh, no. So you don't have to be a Suffolk resident, but there is a higher fee.
If you're coming from outside.
Yes, there's a $10 add-on for non-residents of Suffolk.
Now, how are the leagues broken up? I know we talked about this before. Obviously, when you talk about sports, everybody's kind of segmented by age because you want to keep it little age groups. But I don't know if basketball and soccer are set up the same way, but if not, talk about how it's kind of broken up.
Okay, we'll do. So we start at age 4, as I said, and we go to age 15. So we have our 4 and 5-year-olds, which are a part of our Tinies and Littles program. It's Tiny Kicks and it's Little Dribblers. So that's a co-ed program where boys and girls compete together.
Got it.
Then we have our 6 and 7-year-olds. They're considered our novice. That program is also co-ed.
Okay.
Then we go into our Pee-wees, which are 8, 9, and 10. Following the Pee-wees, actually the Pee-wees are separate. So we have boy divisions and girl divisions for Pee-wee. And then we go into our midget, which are 11 and 12-year-olds.
Right.
And then we have our junior, which are 13 through 15.
Okay. Now, if you have someone out there that has a child that maybe hasn't played a sport before, wants to get into basketball or soccer, is now a good time to do that? You don't have to be a very experienced person or be at the all-star level for your age group at that point. That you pretty much take all comers when it comes to that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is a recreation league.
Yeah.
We're looking to build the fundamentals, have the kids come out and have fun, learn team camaraderie, that type of stuff. So we're taking the most experienced kids and the novice kids as well.
Gotcha. And do y'all have some kind of a draft or something to kind of pick teams?
Yes, so we have a draft that'll happen on the first weekend of November.
Okay.
So anyone who's available to come out to it, we will have one for the downtown area at Kings Fort Recreation Center. And for the northern Suffolk area, we'll be at Creekside Recreation Center. But any kid who's not able to make it to the draft, they'll still be placed on a team. So the draft isn't a requirement.
Got it. Now, how competitive are the drafts among the coaches? Because I used to coach youth baseball, and I know how those things typically run. But how does it work with that? Pretty good. I mean, because obviously you want to spread the talent out, so that you can have some experience and maybe some players with less experience together, kind of build that program and get everybody up as high of a level as you can.
Right. Yeah. So with the draft, the coaches are only able to pick the kids that are there and which they see. We do a horseshoe draft where the first person goes into the last person, and the last person will get to pick again.
Gotcha.
To try to make sure that the teams are as balanced as possible. And basically anyone who's not there during draft day, our athletic staff will place them on a team based off of their experience and the years that they've been playing.
Gotcha. Now with cheerleading, how does that work as well? How the ages kind of split up with that?
So the age groups are pretty much the same. We have the 4- and 5-year-olds together with the little pom-poms. The 6- and 7-year-olds together, they're the novice. 8, 9, and 10 are pee-wees, and the 11, 12, and 13s are usually the midgets. We normally don't have many 14 or 15-year-old girls who participate, but we're still welcoming you guys. So
very good.
Please look to sign up.
Opportunities there, right?
Yes.
Very good. Now, if registration is going on in October, you talked about the draft to get all the teams and everybody put together. When do practices start and when do the games actually start?
Okay, so our staff will construct the teams in November sometime and try to get it out to our coaches. The practices will actually start in December.
Got it.
And the first games will start the first week and then in January.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And when does the season kind of wrap up?
So for the smaller kids, we have an 8-week guaranteed season.
Okay.
So that'll run from early January to late April, maybe into March, depending on the weather.
I understand.
For the older age groups, they could possibly participate in a tournament to play for a championship, which may extend the season a couple of more weeks.
Okay, cool. So again, registration is online, in person. Again, you talked about the Saturday registrations, which start in October, right?
Yes, sir.
And that'll be going on. So again, if you have more information, or need more information, I should say, should they contact you directly, Darius?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's your phone number?
I can be reached at 757-514-7250.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, sir.
So again, reach out to Darius here if you have any questions. Again, the online registration, you can find information online there to get that done. So again, a lot of opportunities to get tapped into these leagues. And again, we're talking about soccer, basketball, and cheerleading.
Yes, sir.
Get you through those winter months, and then of course spring, everybody's outside doing something new at that point.
Yes, sir.
So again, looking forward to that and appreciate what you do. And actually, I want to mention, are you still looking for volunteer coaches or people to help out?
Yes,
Your
sir.
face brightened up because
I actually wanted to mention that as well. We're definitely seeking volunteers to come out and help us with our leagues. We would love to have as many volunteer coaches in that we can have.
Sure.
Our league is based off of the volunteers, so we actually need you guys to come in and help us out as much as you can. You can have 10 years of experience or no experience. As a volunteer, we'll definitely take you in, get you trained up. We'll put you through some little courses to get you some skills and drills.
Got it.
So that you can go out and have a successful practice and a successful year competing.
Now, how does someone get tapped into being a volunteer with Suffolk Parks and Rec for one of these leagues?
Okay, so you could go to any of our sites like you would to register your kid, but you can register yourself. So we have a registration process for all of our volunteer coaches. Well, they'll get vetted, go through a background check, and we'll get them placed on a team that way.
Got it. And again, you have resources like you talked about that if someone is maybe new to the coaching realm, you can kind of get them up to speed, give them some starter points, and then from there kind of let them take off and mold their own program, so to speak, if you will.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Well, Darius, I appreciate your time with us today, talking about what's coming up here for these winter sports leagues with Suffolk Parks and Rec. Again, the online registration we noted, the in-person registration going on right now. So again, you want to get tapped into that, go and get that squared away. So Darius, thanks for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that would do it for this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Kelly. We will see you next time.